I do not have knowledge of it starting or when it started. I see the message there, but I don't recall. I do see that message, but I do not recall. I look back at my text messages through that we've had. I see that message, but I do not recall that. No, ma'am. I cannot answer that. I've said over again that I didn't have any personal information where I could personally say when it started. I've said that time and time again. So I don't know when the relationship started. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, so I can't give you a date if you're asking for a date.
You don't know the specific date?
No. I would probably say no. I mean, I don't have anything that there wasn't a specific date. There wasn't a football game. There wasn't something that I can attribute to him telling me whatever. And so you're asking for a date, you're asking for a year, it's still a date. And at this time, I am telling you that I do not have the date of 2022.
January 25th, 2022. 2021, I'm sorry. When you got your first contract.
I don't recall. I don't recall any specific dates. Can't say that. I recall the question, and I can't tell you accurately whether or not they were in a relationship at the time. I was speculating. I didn't have a. No one told me I was speculating. I never witnessed anything. So, it was speculation. I can't tell you anything specific, if that's what you're asking. Don't recall, but no, I don't. I can't tell you what date that was. It was made in confidence. We were in the back of our office. Our offices were the only two in the back. There was no one else present. That is all I can tell you at this time. I do not recall any other time that he mentioned that they were in a relationship. No. I do not recall. I do not recall how it came up. It was in the back. I know where it occurred. In our offices in the back. I can't tell you what we were discussing prior to that. I think I remember, I don't recall getting a second email from you now. If I could reread the motion, but I don't recall, but if that's what it says.
Do you remember telling me about Nathan and Fani coming to your office and spending time together at your office?
No, I can't tell you that. I don't recall. I have no idea. I don't recall. Do you? I don't recall. Do you have something to?
Do you recall the question, Mr. Bradley?
I do not. I can't recall what the conversation was that he would go down to the office or had been down to the office, but I can't tell you in what capacity or when or any of that. No. I don't recall him saying that, no.
You don't recall it?
No.
So it's possible he did say that? You just don't remember one way or another?
I do not remember him saying that. No, I don't have any knowledge. I don't recall him having, I don't recall that, but if, I don't recall.
Okay.
That would have been based on anything that my client would have told me. I didn't have personal knowledge of whether they went or not. It would have been something that came from the client. I cannot tell you that I have any personal knowledge of any trip other than what would have been said by the client.
Obviously.
It would have been from the client. Thank you, Judge. Any knowledge that I have of any trip would have come from my client at the time. But I can't tell you who he used that card, what the trip was for. I can't even tell you at this time where he went. Yeah, it was for a trip, but I can't tell you where, when, why, or anything to that nature. Correct.
And
I said I can remember. I do not recall him paying me back cash, but I do recall him paying me back. At this time, I do not recall where I got the information from.
okay.
Subpoenaed me. So I can't tell you that it was that instance of those calls for Mr. Chopra. I don't recall having any other conversation with Mr. Wade about him and Miss Willis. I don't recall. I would say it was the one, but I don't recall. I don't think I testified that I had a conversation. I testified that any knowledge that I would have known anything about any condo would have come from that, but I don't recall a conversation about that. I do not recall a conversation about that. I cannot
So I'm
recall
gonna
that. I do not recall any dates of when the relationship started. So whether you are pinpointing a date of when his contract started or not, I'm telling you, I did not recall any specific date that he flat out said anything about a relationship with Miss Willis. I don't recall, but why I thought that it started at that time.
If you're being asked, as we've just gone through with this text message from Miss Merchant,
Yes.
as the attorney for a co-defendant,
Yes.
and she's asking you about the relationship, and she's clearly asking you about the timing, why wouldn't you just have said in response, I don't know when it started?
I don't know why I didn't say I don't know.
Maybe, again, it's because you know what the truth is, and that's why you answered exactly the way you did in Defense Exhibit 26, correct?
No, I can't sit here and tell you that what you just stated was correct. No, I did not know that she was relying on me relying on me for any accuracy other than what was put in there. I can't say that I would or wouldn't have. I don't know what I would have told Miss Merchant. I don't know what I would have told Miss Merchant. I think I have, yes. I think I've testified to that, yes.
All right, sir. That's my questions. Thank you.
Mr. McDougal.
I don't recall ever whether any of it was a lie or not. I don't recall. No, I don't recall if I ever said I don't remember. Have I told lies about friends? I could have. I don't know. I could have. I don't know. I don't know how it came about. Not that I recall saying that Mr. Wade owes me or owed me money. I don't recall ever saying that.